Alright, hello YouTube, and another day, another cast. It will be yet again a cast of Bernd Asprot. He plays a lot when I online as well, but we have three new players in this series. We have Rakaikum, Fuerpensa, and Punksik. So we'll see what we'll have during that game. Um, and yeah, I've also uploaded some educational stuff. Uh, I mean, even if it's called daily cast or educational, it's mostly the same principle. It's just the approach is a bit different. Uh, so yeah, just remember to give me feedback if you like some stuff or dislike some stuff. Like, perfectly open to criticism here to try and improve. And so wave one should be already on the way when we enter. Game. All right, we are in. Uh, so we have a 5-worker Windhawk from Julian. We have a 5-worker Washroom from Punksik. Archicum going for a Growl into an Egg, so Egg play for Archicum. We do have Daphne play for Fuerpensa. So yeah, small bug due to me coming up late and my computer being slow loading. So it will all be gone the next wave. And we do have the false minute also on Julian. Doesn't seem to be, yeah, he didn't receive on wave one. And so um, it was a bit risky. I mean, to a DT, the DT does go to the maiden, so this means that a DT could have been still fine. But yeah, here is the best scenario for him. Uh, Only a Snell with King up, that is perfect for him. So after the first sends, we do have 5 workers on both Julian, Berntasbrot, and Punksik, while there's 2 workers on Archicum trying to protect the egg as much as he can, and Fwapanzer staying at 4 workers, despite receiving sends, I suppose. I think he did receive on wave 1. Let's see the income. Yes, he did receive a 20 prior to that wave, so we will see what happens. So a DT was possible for Julian, but the Elite Archer will be able to clear all of that paired with the egg. So no real problems here. The egg will survive. And the lizard is not enough to leak Fuerpensa, so this egg is living. And in terms of worker, we have now a total amount of workers that is equal on every side, and Archaicum with 4 worker because he cannot push more due to the Hydra for now. He will be able to push during the wave to 6 workers. Will he be willing to go 7 worker? It is quite hard to say with Elite Archer, but it is still a full Hydra, so quite a lot of tank value. Income sends are coming onto Archaicum and Fuel, just to generate a little bit more income from Burn and Pongzik. Try to separate themselves from the Hydra player, use the advantage that he started lower workers to generate more gold. But it does mean that there is a 2-worker lead for Archaicum and Fuerpensa now. We do have again income sense. That is interesting. Archaicum going for full king ups, meaning that Pungzik will be able to push after this wave because he is very strong on both 6 and 7. And also ATP decide to go for the Hellraiser on wave 7. So that can be something to think about. If we're looking at Archaicum, he does have a well-prepared plan for 7 and 8 with the Elite Archer that will probably be turned to a Trinity Archer by the use of a Growl, I suppose, on wave 6. Or maybe a straight out shift, who knows. So Archaicum going to 7 workers, Foil Panzer going to 7 workers, Archaicum going to 8 workers even. So not feeling scared here. We did have a clear also for Julian to the income Sen, I presume. So now 8 workers on both Berndersbrot and Pongzik, 9 on Archaicum and 7 on Foil Panzer. If we're talking about the next Sens, we're probably looking at wave 8 for everybody. But Pongzik is looking pretty strong there with a backline Hellraiser if he decides to build it next wave. So we'll keep a track of that. He should be going for the Hellraiser, to be honest. But we will see what he decides to do. We do have Julian going for a lizard here. Possibly another lizard just for income. Or maybe this is a like, I give you a 40 but I'm sending 8 kind of thing. I mean, he doesn't get enough for a hermit, so it's probably what I told you, that he just says, okay, I'm giving you 40 here, but I'm saving for either 8 or 9. I would love to see a 9 cent from Julian. And here, the boost from Archaicum, I think it will be sad to only see a single lizard here, but I do think that wave 9 is the play for Berndersbrot. But Farpanzer does receive 100 cents here. So, I mean, he doesn't have really a strong composition for this wave. He does have a lot of Rangers, Daphne, with decent frontline for this wave. And so the descent doesn't really do anything for him. So now we do see the Hellraiser on 7. So this means that on wave 8 he had a high chance of holding. The Hermit is still very powerful against it. But what Pungzik can do is sell this Growl to get something better for this wave. And what will he do? He needs to sell the Growl because this is just dead value on that wave. He sold that? Oh, for the Ocean Templar. That's the first time I see that. So this kind of people will just not die on this wave. So that's quite interesting. Only income from Farpanzer, income from Julian on wave 8, and income from Pungzik as well for Panzer. So the income set is pretty good against Archaicum because it's a lot of fortified armor to prevent the Elite Archer to reach the wave. But now that it is reached, now there's only arcing defense in the way. It's all a question of can this do enough damage in a short amount of time. Income sent from Julian is held, and also the income sent from Archaicum is held. So the answer is it wasn't enough time that was given from the arcing defense for the Trinity Archer and Rogue Wave to clear the wave. So a leak for Archaicum. It is a small one, but in this much of an even game, you need to look at every single advantage. And if you leak in those kind of games, then you can fall behind faster than you expect. So in terms of worker, perfectly equal right now. 11 and 10 on both teams, so a total of 21. In terms of gold, perfectly even. Income is in slight favor of Pungsik if we're looking Pungsik against Archaicum. The rest is perfectly equal. And the king upgrades are in favor of Archaicum and Fuapanza. The reason here on this wave against Archaicum and Panzer. It's quite smart here because there's a lot of pierce damage on both sides. But it's still a full Hydra that will be able to deal quite well with Death Wave. But the two imps going towards the Hydra means that the only damage source that he has for this wave, which is already bad, is getting focused quite early. And yeah, this will be a leak for both players here. So leak for Archaicum and leak for Panzer. But now they have a midterm advantage that they will automatically use to go for wave 10. So sure, this is king damage, but now they need, with this counter punch, with this counter sand, let's call it that way, they need to try and make them leak here. So Julian's not particularly the best next wave, but he does have a Berserker as an answer for this wave with good frontline units. So this means that this Berserker will have a lot of time to ramp up. And here I need to question the Hermit here. There's only one unit to heal up, and you need to ask yourself what. I mean, he surely has something. You need to assume he has something for this wave. And so if you start with the assumption he has something, then you need to think, okay, what's the best option? You're thinking about Arc of Justice, so single target damage that ramps up. So that is the best thing he could do, or Alpha Male Lioness. And it's questionable to see the use of the Hermit in that situation. If you go double the 2 DTs more, then you have more targets before the boss gets targeted. But it looks like the Berserker got focused first, and so this means that it will still be a leak from Julian. And I think part of the reason why this happened is because first there was a lot of perturbation in front of the boss, so the Berserker was exposed early. So if he did not go for the upper split here, he had the possibility to do better here. It's quite hard to say, of course, because normally when you have this furthest unit, then you're like, okay, well, it's gonna be the last one going to the boss, so it's gonna be better. But in this situation, it wasn't, and now Archaicum and Panzer are back in the league just because of their decision to not go 9. And I mean, they leaked 9, but they were already very good on wave 10. Yeah, already very good on wave 10, and so this means that even though they leak wave 9, it only resulted in so small king damage, and since Pongzik and Julian Berndarsbrot were pretty weak on wave 10, despite, I mean, this was a bit of unluckiness here for Berndarsbrot, the Berserker getting sniped early, but it's still things that can happen. And yeah, so this could have been a hold, yes. But the fact that both players leak wave 10, then there was then there was a lot of king damage resulting to that. So now wave 12 seems to be the center of attention. They're trying to break the egg here. Archicum is very low value considering there is an egg here. He does have a good front line and good damage for next wave, but let's see what he decides to do here. I mean, the egg is of course the center of attention. He decides to sacrifice the egg. It's only a bait to make them send on wave 12 and trying to hold it here to have a better choice of when to send after that, and I believe the choice would be either 15 or 14. I would see 15 better suited, but we will see here. So 12 into 15 should be the correct play. for the players. So let's see, 12 cents are coming. I think the weakest side is Julian Pungsik. But the Trinity Archer is getting focused quite early here. It's not that great for Archaikum. He does seem to be able to hold anyhow. Oh no, he's not holding. But Pungsik is leaking. We have Julian holding. Wow. And Archaikum leaking with also Fuerpensa. So Julian holding was quite impressive here, to be honest. I mean, it is a hold, but they were already behind in KHP. And yes, they get more king damage here from the other side. But it just put them in a critical position in the king health department. So 13% HP, there's a 50% king HP difference. So that is quite massive to overcome. And they need to choose their sand carefully. So Julian did not push much here and trying to play overvalue. So seeing those two Tantrum Master next, I presume their plays to go for wave 15. They will try to survive ascent on 14 if the opposite team decides to do so. But looking at Archaikum, he doesn't seem to be leaking 14. A lot of arcane defense with good damage on 14. And now the Trinity Archers will be now better protected with those veterans in front. So 14 will be skipped by everybody at first sight. I think everybody will be forced to stand on 15 after seeing nobody standing on 14 just because of sheer pressure. I mean, yes, Julian is very strong on 14 and 16, but 15 is his weakest point. Pungsik does have a Ocean Templar, which is of course very powerful to resist the wave. The only problem is that he doesn't have any damage. I'm saying that, and now he has Pilgrims, which can be used as damage for wave 15. So with those Tantrum Mass, Julian will be investing into a front line for wave 15. Okay, what are you doing now? Okay, so we have Pungsik didn't spend all of his gold, which is quite interesting. But he's probably going for the World Chieftain. That might be the goal that he's aiming for here. Quick sand from Julian, and I do not really agree with the type of sand he's throwing here. Yes, pack mole is normally very good, but not on 15 because of the high range of that wave. So I must say, I'm a little bit surprised of the sand here, because it was quite fast, and he could have sent a shaman. Like, a shaman would have been way better, especially against what Archaikum has. Yes, Trinity Archers are pretty annoying to deal with, but still a shaman can help you clear all those little tanks quite fast by using the boss DPS. Ogre, not a fan of Ogre as well. Like, if you have 240, you're better off going for a 4-eye if you want to deal with the red eye. If we're talking about Archaikum Sands and Fuerpanzer, then it's way better. The Siege Ramp will be destroyed by those Orchids, so that's very good for Julian. He might have a chance to do very good on that wave because of that. But let's see, everything will be attacking the boss now, and this is still doing a lot of damage. So if he doesn't kill the boss, he will not clear this either. Yeah, exactly. So if you want, to do better, you want to bring all the little creeps together and focus on killing the small units. But what do we see here? We have a hold, or close to a hold. I think it's better for him to leak at this point, but it will be a hold. And so now it's only about time, because this should be able to kill Archaikum and Pongzik. But is this enough time to kill them? No, it is not. Julian will be. Yeah, this is. This was a violent attempt by Panzer, and it was close, but I don't think it was able to kill them. I was saying that if it had enough time, it should be able to kill him, but there was no shaman here. So I think the sands were questionable. If you have a better sand here, like a shaman, then you go to the king very faster. You still get the income that you want, uh, and all this quick succession events just helps you do better and could give you the win. And that is a bit frustrating, because if it was that close, and I assume now it is not enough to kill them, uh, but if it was a correction, it could have been enough to kill them. And it's one of those situations, it is better for you to leak than to hold, because you transfer automatically to the middle, while when you leak, they all take their time to run down, and then they run down again. When you have this clutch of a hole, it's just hurting you so much, and that's something that I really hate. just because like you're holding, you're like, yes, I'm holding, and like you see the middle, yeah, it's better if I don't hold next time. But yeah, I doubt it was enough just because of the nature of the sands. Um, Sadly, because I mean, if you have shaman hermit, you achieved exactly the same thing here, but you have a shaman to buff the boss. Because in this situation, your pack leader dies instantly, the mole dies instantly, those Snell dies instantly. So this item is a little bit wasted, because auras are better if they are staying alive for a long time and not getting focused. Uh, so that's why the shaman buffs is quite important here. Here, Julian could have done a little bit better. They might have survived if he did a small adjustment by bringing this Mudman further up, bringing all the little credipusses together, and clear all the small thing, and don't attack the boss. And leak the boss, yes, but you leak only the boss. Good old Bungzik, and yeah, here, if it's a 4-eye, then you have a 4-eye to the king, and we have the same explanation, then this might be enough to kill them. Like if you go 4-eye, DT Dino or Double Fiend, could be very good. Double Fiend is a 40 difference, yes, okay. So if you go 4-eye, Fiend, then you have this sustainable damage that is ranged behind the boss, and so that can help you as well kill the king faster. So I think it was a missed opportunity on the sand here. Uh, Maybe they felt like they didn't have enough to kill them, but yet again, when you try and send with those kind of mercenaries, you want to try and find the most powerful send that you can do. And yeah, so that was it. And very close game. Uh, Decent calls, but the send falters in the end. And on that, see you next time, guys. And hope you like the series from now. And don't forget to give some feedback if you are willing to. So see ya.